Hello and welcome to the Horror Show. I'm producer Dave.
I'm Fuego.
I'm Cecil Laird, back to do a review for you for Jurassic. I can't think of anything that rhymes with you.
Part
so
true.
Jurassic Park 3. Guys, this is Jurassic Park 3 we're going to be talking about. We're not going to put that much effort into it because, hey, frankly, they didn't. So, no, I actually am, we're going to do this like our normal reviews. We'll just jump right into it. We'll do our overall thoughts, the story, the acting, the effects, all that good stuff in turn. I'm going to start off and say, while this obviously isn't the Shakespeare of Jurassic movies, I still think it is a fun movie with some thrilling moments and dinosaurs that would definitely make me piss my pants if I ever had to face them down face to face. Fuego?
I don't like this movie.
At all?
Not really. No, I really don't. You see, when you look at the over 2 hours that we get of just awesome, just beautifully shot stuff in the first two Spielberg films, this sticks out so much like a sore thumb to me, and its 90-minute pace. It feels very rushed. It feels like not even a lot happens, and the fact that a lot of things do happen. I feel like the acting is hammy. It's much more so from the supporting cast than even in the second film. I don't like the story. I don't like the child rescue aspect of it. I will at least give it credit that I feel like the design of what's a Spinosaur? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Pretty badass. And you find out very quickly when it kills a T-Rex that this is a fearsome creature and it's to be reckoned with. I'd like seeing the aviary scene from the first book, finally, but the double cross with the guy, the story I thought was really, really weak. And I mean, to credit, it was the first one not based on a Crichton novel. Mm-hmm. And I feel like despite the fact that there's some okay moments here and there, it's even upon a rewatch just today, I still do not like this movie. I really don't. So that's just my opinion on it.
I did like this film, and I still like this film, and I put it up there with in my top 100 films.
Really?
It's probably in the 70s or 80s.
Wow.
It's a fantastic film as far as it's got, I think, the coolest plot of any of the story. I love the idea that he's with his dad. His parents are divorced. He's with his dad, and his dad's like, "Look, you want to see dinosaurs, kid? I'll rent the boat, and we'll fucking parasail you." Like, to me, like, that's such a cool thing, and then it all goes wrong. And not only does his dad die,
his stepfather,
but he's is it his stepdad?
Yeah, because the real dad's William H. Macy. Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Excuse me. And now he's stuck on the island alone. But he's young Sam Neill. He's young Grant, and he's resilient and resourceful and all this other stuff. That's what the movie should have been to me. Like, that would have put it at the very top. It's a kid alone on an island full of dinosaurs, and at the end, his parents show up, William H. Macy and Tia Leone, and rescue him. And they're just a funny, oh my God, you'd not believe the adventure we had trying to rescue you, But I did like, overall, I loved the story, and I did like how it brought the family back together, and that, I love William H. Macy and Tia Leone, and yeah, you're right, the bad guy wasn't great, and then the whole idea that, the island has been off limits for years now, and that, people don't go there, but people do go there. I like that aspect. And again, it had elements of Michael Crichton, but it didn't have the Michael Crichton magic, and it definitely did not have the Spielberg magic that it had in the previous two films.
Or Joe Johnson?
I don't know. I can't remember who directed it, but it wasn't that I thought the directing was bad. It just didn't have the juice, and Spielberg usually puts the juice in it. And
yeah, he does.
It was a standard dinosaur thriller rather than an epic one, like we got with Spielberg.
Right. And I feel like they were. I almost feel like they were trying to do installment style. Like I think they wanted to do more and more and more. And, like, the idea would be, like, we're going to do it with a small cast, right? The last movie was way out, huge budget because we had this giant cast and these huge acts. So let's just get them on the island, a couple people trying to survive, and the stupid phone ringing. And what is his name? The character actor who's bald with the mustache, and he played a rat or a mouse in a voice acting thing. Yeah,
no,
he's fantastic.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
He's
too.
So great,
yeah.
And the other bad guys are fun. I don't know, like for the not the bad guys, the mercenaries, right? Mm-hmm. Overall, I thought not only was the acting great, but the story was good too. So that's my opinion.
Acting wise, I thought everyone acquitted themselves fine. It wasn't it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I do like William H. Macy. I do like Tia Leone. There was no one that stuck out like a sore thumb the way Kelly did in the second movie.
The kid was good.
The kid was better than Kelly.
Yeah, the kid was a lot better.
But yeah, I mean, no one really upset me or anything, but no one really wowed me either.
Right.
I didn't really get the love of everything the way I did in the other movies, and, you know, that's fine. It's to be expected because it's not anyone that has anything to do with the dinosaurs outside of trying to avoid them to save their kid.
Right.
So I guess I can give them that, but... I mean, it seemed, you know, to squeeze a whole reconciliation between ex-husband and wife, you know, in the middle of this dire situation when her new husband
but you didn't
just
feel it
died.
was like, it was fun? Like, the first 20 minutes, they're bickering and arguing, and
No,
it's like,
it was
oh,
fun.
we're back
It
to
was
being
fun. It
married
just
again,
seemed-
and then
it just
all got
seems
resolved
like-
so quickly, though. Like,
yeah, and it was just
how many
very,
pounds did you say you
it
lost?
felt very Hollywood.
25. I've been swimming, you know. I'm
Felt
just like,
very
what?
Hollywood, you know. So, you know, I think that was a bit of a downfall, but otherwise, you know, the acting was quite serviceable. Just nothing to really write home about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing that wowed me. It was just like, okay, it was just there, you know.
Yeah.
And I even felt like Grant, you know, Sam Neill just felt a little tired, a little going through the motions. But then again, I mean, his character kind of was written that way in this. You know, he's still doing the same damn thing. And I did really like the scene at the beginning with him and you know, Ellie. It made me sad, though, you know, because of the fact that obviously he wasn't able to get past some of these hurdles. And that was some interesting stuff to get a little bit more insight to his character and how he never really changed and whatnot. But I didn't feel as much of an arc for him in this like I did in the first film. And so that was one of the reasons why I just wasn't as impressed with his performance. So
He felt along for the ride on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and then he had to call her for help at the very end. He just felt like much more of a pawn than an active player.
Yeah, they needed FaceTime and a recognizable character from the first
Which
movie.
I loved. I did love seeing him back. I just didn't love seeing him so incapable at times.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's that. That's the acting. The acting was still fun. He still was good at being incapable.
Yeah, and a few interesting lines that made
there wasn't any bad acting in it, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, so.
No, but what about the effects and the cinematography and all that stuff, you guys? I still think the cinematography is fun. I thought the sound design with the phone inside the dinosaur was provided for a couple of fun moments, but overall the effects.
Excuse me.
I thought the effects were good. You know, I thought the Spinosaur was scary as hell.
Yeah.
And
didn't they have an aquatic one too? Or no, it was the flying. It was the pterodons. You know, the pterodactyls and stuff. I thought they looked good too, but
they did.
For whatever reason, the airborne dinosaurs never scare me as much as the terrestrial-based ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene with the little baby, you know, flying birds was okay and stuff, all attacking the kid. I don't know. Isla sort of looked different to me in this, and it really, I didn't double check, because I know they filmed The Lost World in Humboldt County predominantly, so up around Eureka in North California. Just the terrain and everything looked different from watching them back to back in the manner in which that they did. I didn't feel like supposedly this being the same island and it had the same continuity. So maybe that was another gripe of mine. But I mean, it still all looked good.
Yeah.
Well, I like the design of the cage and the fog and everything, and you know when you see the pterodon emerge and everything. I mean, that was cool. I just loved finally seeing that scene, even though it wasn't exactly like in the first book. But it was nice to finally see flying terrible lizards, you know, because I've been waiting a while.
Yeah.
So
I remember, I can't remember if it was in the second film or the third film or in one of the books where they talked about how they did like a scan of the island and nobody lived on the interior of the island because there was like the Spinosaurus, that was like the T-Rex territory. And so all the other dinosaurs had to live kind of like on the edges and then come into their territory to eat. And all
second film, because that's why originally when they they were going to stick to the edges, and so that way they were going to be safe in their observations and stuff.
So I think that kind of the same principle applied to this, where we're going to be more on the interior of the island, not where the resort was, but we're going to be like towards the coast, because that's where they start. They start, at the coast. Special effects wise, I actually really liked a lot of the sequences. I did not like the ending sequence, although it was pretty cool. I just didn't think it was as cool as
the boat drowning sequence.
Yeah, not that it's been done before, and that's a very dangerous stunt, and they made it look really good. So, that's a really cool thing on film. raining, all that stuff. I mean, that's all very expensive, high risk stuff to do to put on film. So I give him credit for that, but like I said, I think it just didn't have the magic. It had an adequate story and adequate acting and great characters, right? We had great characters, but I just don't think that they had enough oomph and special sauce and juice. Because that's how you get that unforgettable film. And I think
Spielberg juice.
Even though it's still in my top 100, I think it's of all of the Jurassic Parks, 3 is the most forgettable.
I'll still go back and watch it, but I might be more inclined to fast forward to the dino parts. That I'll say that.
Yeah.
Those are the only parts that captivated me. Like that fight between the Spinosaur and the Rex was cool.
That was great.
You know, maybe the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but yeah, the rest of it just felt so by the numbers and forgettable. And also the fact that compared to Lost World, this actually much more heavily relied on that signature score, and I felt like it was just at times trying too hard, but then at other times
they had it queued up and they're like, dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 yeah.
You guys remember? We're going back, you know. And so,
that still gets me though.
It does.
I don't care. They could put that in a non-Jurassic Park movie, and I'd be like, ooh, let's watch this.
Yeah, I will agree. It is the most forgettable though, as far as like just. This was when I knew I had to rewatch because I was like, even though I've only seen Jurassic World like maybe 3 or 4 times, you know, and I think I've only watched this maybe 2 or 3 times. I just still could not remember a lot of the beats except for the boredom I felt at a lot of parts. So
well, remember there's that great moment when the kid rescues Grant. So it's like the opposite from the first film where he's like rescuing him, and the kid rescues him, and he's like, "Well, how did you get T-Rex?" urine. He's like, you don't want to know. So there is great little moments in the film, and I think it's like I said before. I don't think there's any really bad acting in it, but again, overall story wise and action sequency wise, I do think it is not as great as the others, but it's still a great film. Yep. Class A film.
I would say no, but
Class A. Everything's it's not terrible.
It's a BA movie.
It's a BA movie.
I just remember being upset because after the count, after the body count, I should say, in the second film, I was very disappointed at the kill count in this, and but that's my bloodthirsty nature as a horror fan, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Still enjoyable for most of us, but not for all of us. So let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of Jurassic Park 3. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias a Jaime and Fuego.
And I've been produced Dave.
And remember,
stay scared.